Welcome back to the Steps Arm Podcast. Honest conversation, unfiltered opinions, stories you won't hear in a briefing. Subscribe now and hear the side of service no one talks about, but everyone remembers. I'm your host, Tim Hunsaker, and I've got my co-hosts with me, Eric Hunter.
What up?
And Nassim Johnson.
Ohio gozaimasu. What's going on, y'all? What's up?
So welcome back. Sorry for the late post. As you probably saw, we had some inclement weather, and so we ended up having to do this recording a little bit later.
As all of y'all should be tracking, it's kind of like famous at this point, right?
But I think that you'll enjoy the topic. It's got some good context, and we'll get started.
What is our topic of this?
So this one is, what's a military tradition that makes no sense, but we still defend?
This nonsense will defend.
Still defend is the key word to be here.
Yes.
Yes. Because there's a lot of traditions that I simply don't defend that I think are just dumb traditions that we need to just move on from. Like
True.
Not being able to use a calculator on the ASVAB. Silly.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, my teachers always said, you won't always have access to a calculator. And now I got a phone that stays in my pocket roughly 24/7. Besides if I'm not wearing pants because I'm going to sleep. And it has a calculator on it.
More tech pound for pound than the Moonlight. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, that's wild.
Yeah.
And
having the calculator on the ASVAB, yes, that'd be cool. But I also feel like the majority of the questions on that test don't require a calculator either.
True.
Yes, but we don't show work like we used to. Like when you're in school, they're not sitting there like, oh, show your work. Like when we were in school, it was, oh, hey, make sure you show your work. Like I want to see your process of how you got here. Now it's just, here's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's 2 times 2? Go pull that thing up on your little calculator, the app that you have on your thing. 2 times 2. Oh, freaking
yeah,
four.
It's unnecessarily difficult now for them to show their work on a Chromebook.
Yeah.
True. I agree.
Anyway, that's
no, you're good. Yeah. I mean, I like it.
That's my thought process. Not going to defend that.
All right. First comment.
Yes.
Run fast equals good leader.
Yeah, that's that old school shit right there.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not.
Hey, what y'all said? That PT is a showstopper.
Yeah.
Showstopper right there.
I'm dead.
Showstopper.
And you know what? That's who I was about to bring up. It's crazy that you say that.
Yes, sir. It's a showstopper.
We had a guy when I first showed up to my unit as, PFC hunter. And his name was, I won't, you know what? He's probably out by now. His name was Sergeant Taylor. Just got his 5.
A million of those.
Yeah, there's
Showstopper Taylor.
Yeah.
More specific right there.
Well, no, he could run now. He could run. That was the only thing he was good at was running. And me being a PFC hunter just coming out of basic, I went to freaking parade rest for him. And I got clowned so hard for going to parade rest for this guy because they were like, this dude's a joke. Like, you went to parade rest for him?
Oh.
And as the years went by, I started realizing oh yeah, this dude, he literally got promoted purely because he could pass PT.
Hey, man.
And that's it. This is a guy, we were in the MPs, and this is a dude he was his civilian job was being security in a mall. And so he had the little yellow lights on the top of his personal truck or whatever, and that was what he would use for being security in the mall. And he would act like he was an actual cop with this because he's an MP, and he would pull up behind people on the road and flash his little yellow lights and try to pull them over if they were speeding. And then he'd call the police department and be like, hey, I got this person here, you need to come get him. And the cops would write him a ticket for attempting to detain somebody because you're not allowed to do that. You're not even a cop.
It's fucking weird.
You got no jurisdiction here. So we weren't allowed to wear our MP badges you would that the MPs wear all the time, little freaking crap. We weren't allowed to wear those anywhere stateside because of him.
Fucking idiot, bro. That is so lame.
Because he's just a complete moron.
Exceedingly lame.
And we aren't allowed to wear our uniforms in Walmart because he would go to Walmart and beg for money.
Oh my God.
And say it was to contribute to the military.
And this guy was an NCO.
And this guy he got to E6.
Oh my God.
Last time I saw him.
Wow.
Disgrace.
Yeah.
Damn.
Anyway, so.
Wow.
But he could run fast. ran like a 14-minute 2-mile. He was kind of
So
quick.
now I feel like, and I will defend it a little bit. I feel like we contribute like people being good at PT to like, oh, they're going to be a great leader. Some people are just good at PT. It's just naturally, that's just the way that they are.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people. I don't think any of us are in this room. But like generally speaking, if you have good physical fitness, you are disciplined. Let's go with that. And people that are well disciplined are generally going to make good leaders because they're going to instill that in others. And like discipline is good for like relates well to motivation, so on and so on. So I see where the idea came from, but the reality behind it, not so much.
Yeah, you get some people that are just naturally athletic and just run really fast, but they ain't shit. For lack of a better word, they ain't shit.
My guy, he ain't shit.
Our first response, I think, is coming to us from the Air Force. It said also fly planes, specifically fighters, equals good leader. And then we had some more responses to that. So, yep, my CO was a pilot, and he was worse than an ensign at being a leader. So an ensign is like a second lieutenant for the Army. And not to mention the unnecessary cost, how much per flight hour. So I don't know if anybody's ever looked up how much it costs to fly one of those planes, but it's absurd.
That's crazy. I've known some pilots, especially as commanders. So that's kind of interesting. They weren't ever directly in my chain of command, so I don't know their general leadership style, but most of them will wear their freaking, even if they're not currently being a pilot, they're wearing that flight jumpsuit like it's freaking.
Yeah, the motherfuckers love that.
They
got a
love
surprise about that. Bitch.
They love that as much as the infantry loves their blue cord.
Yeah.
So
they got a sense of pride about that bitch.
Yeah, 100%. And I hope somebody in the infantry hears that. It's like, no, you don't talk shit about my blue cord. Like, bro, it's blue cord.
Well, we know somebody who love that blue cord.
I know a few people who love that blue cord. I know a few. I can name them. Well, I won't. Anyway, moving on.
Hey, shout out that dummy cord, man.
Yeah. That's fair.
No, you know why they call it dummy cord, right?
Because
it's blue, and all of our dummies should be blue.
Rounds, grenades. I never actually paid attention to that. Because when I think of dummies, I think of our target dummies, and they're usually green. So that was where my brain went.
Some people also argue that there is a cognitive dissonance present in the infantry. So.
I want to agree with that, but the number of people that get over a 90 that are like, I just want to be infantry.
That's what I'm saying.
So I feel like you're either really smart or really dumb, and there's no in between.
Those are the only two. That's what I live by. Everybody just think they fucking stupid because they want to go, be an infantryman.
But sometimes they just really
want to
do. They want to do the cool shit, and who gets all the cool training? The infantry.
No.
Do they have
generally the infantry?
Generally, yeah. Okay, fair.
Do they possibly have a presence of ADHD and autism mixed in there? Probably. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's probably the case. Like fanatical about fucking infantry and shit. Yeah. But are all of them just fucking stupid? Nope. I'm telling you, I've seen it. They're not just fucking dumb guys. Just saying.
Yeah, I've met more dumb MPs than I have dumb. Granted, I've also been in the MPs a lot longer than I've worked with any infantry, so
yeah,
fair enough.
And my argument, if I was getting led in like some actual firefight type situations, we need a couple motherfuckers that can think. You know what I'm saying? A couple motherfuckers that can really think and think on the fly too. Two different things, completely different things, bro.
That is, true.
So.
True.
Yep. No, I agree. All right. So we had a ton of responses. I'm just gonna hit on like the good ones. So somebody's defending this and says, "Got to lead from the front, hero." Roger that. So I mean, lead from the front and running fast do not necessarily correlate. Like you can be at the top of your game, the most popular, the best at your job, whatever, and it has nothing to do with how quickly you run.
True.
Right? You can be super physically fit and still run slower than a freaking pile of mud.
Yes.
Like,
I literally met a guy like that. That shit's crazy. I'm
You
talking
know.
about motherfuckers like chiseled.
But they're
Get him on the
also
run. Yeah.
there
I
is
mean-
that like conception that you get some people that they see their general officers and stuff like that like barely doing anything on their PT test. And it's like, man, if that motherfucker is just getting a go, why can't I just get a go? Why do I have to try to push the limit if my lieutenant is running a freaking 60% and just
True.
passing?
Now, I as somebody that was in charge of RSP Warriors for a couple of years, I definitely lived by the if I'm going to make you do it, I'm going to do it. But I never said I was going to beat you to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so it's like I had those PT studs that were running like fucking like 11:28 2 miles. I haven't done that since basic training, and I'm not about to try again at this point in my life. Okay. It's just not, injuries are a real thing. It's just not something that I'm going to do.
Fuck yeah.
And so like, I'm not like, I would beat them to the turnaround point, and then I'd stand there and jog in place until the last person got there. I'm probably puking my guts out by the time I get there, but like, I beat everybody to the mile marker. Now, did I beat them all back? No. But it's like, I'm going to beat you there. I'm bleeding from the front. But I know for a fact, like, I can kill it on that first mile, but that second mile's not.
It's not going to be pretty.
That's where, like, I'm going to slow down. I'm going to get to my regular pace. And I'm just going to, finish my run. But, like, I also get where they're coming from, like, lead from the front. But there's so many different ways that can be taken. It all depends on the context.
Yeah.
And this is just, like, one small part of what a leader should be. Because, like, yes, I feel like as a leader in the military, you should have good physical fitness. You should be able to, at least hit the standard, but also exceed in other areas.
Yeah, I think it's the least important of those leadership qualities. I think it is nice to have. It does bode well for a leader to possess, but I think it's literally the least important. Not to say, it's not necessary or nothing, but it's the least out of all of them.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, if we look at it from like a standpoint with our current command, I don't think any of the top enlisted individuals in our command currently are like PT studs. No. And now, given I haven't seen some of them take a fitness test yet, but I would be surprised if they were like maxing that thing, Yeah. But anyway, we'll move on. The next comment, hands in pockets. So we had a good amount of responses. Some people this doesn't matter anymore, but as far as like the Army and I believe the Marine Corps is concerned, you're still not supposed to put your hands in your pockets. Now, being that it is cold outside currently, it's stupid.
Oh,
Yeah.
And it's one of those rules that still doesn't quite make a whole lot of sense because I don't feel like it's unprofessional to have your hands in your pockets, person. But
I think the funniest situation I was ever in about hands in my pockets is I had my like left hand in my pocket, and I think I was chewing somebody out about something at RSP. As a matter of fact, I was in there chewing somebody out. So of course, knife hand with the right hand, and left hand is in my pocket, and I'm just sitting there like fussing at him. And then one of my battles, E6, comes up behind me and it's like, "Hey man, are you really trying to correct this person while you got your hand in your pocket?" And I was just like, "Hey man, how about you mind your damn business?"
I got the knife in the sheath. Just you wait.
But that's like the big one. I think that's like the only time I've ever seriously been, and even then I wouldn't even call it seriously, that I've ever been corrected for having my hands in my pockets. So,
I mean, I went to ALC with a couple of active duty guys, and one of them was like, he was like an NCO, I guess
the end all be all.
Yeah, like like really good dude. But he was stationed at Bragg, and he was like super by the book. And so he was like, yeah, if I get like a new private, he was just like, they do 10 push-ups for every thing that they do wrong. And I'm like, okay, like 10 push-ups, whatever. He's like, so hands in pockets, 20 push-ups, 2 hands in pockets. Yeah. And I'm like, shit, okay, that's not the way that I took that.
Yeah.
But like, that kind of thing. or like wearing like hands in pockets, or wearing gloves that have freaking logos on them, shit like that. Like the logos on gloves. Like if somebody comes to me and they're like, they have logos on their gloves, I'm gonna tell them, hey, that's not authorized. But I'm not gonna make them take those gloves off. Like it's fucking cold.
Yeah. True.
Like I take soldier welfare well over that personally. Because I think it's just one of those, like, hey, we need to know that it's there and it is a rule and it's something that we need to understand. But I don't need you getting frostbite and then me getting in trouble for telling you to take your gloves off or whatever it might be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's literally creating a bigger problem for a really small issue.
Yeah.
So.
And that's where I think NCOs, that's kind of where that wheelhouse is.
Yeah. All right. And then first response to this was, one of the biggest flexes I ever saw was in an EOD course. It was taught by a Navy guy who said, if anyone has comments about my hands in my pockets, just know I'm in the Navy and get to do what I want. He kept his hands in his pockets nearly the whole time.
Take that, take it.
Yeah.
Take that, take it.
And then somebody was like, when I went through the EOD pre-course at Fort Lee, we had an instructor tell us to stop being stupid and put our cold hands in our pockets. I wonder if it was the same guy. And then somebody responded to that and they said, some CSM felt a disturbance in the force that day.
Oh man, that's another one. Walking on the grass.
Oh, I was literally about to bring that one up too.
I feel warmed hands. Oh my god, and I've gotten hold so many random
for walking in the grass.
Walking on the
but dude, that's such an old tradition for like the old the BDUs, man, because you had like your black boots, and if you walked in the grass, it would fuck up the shine, because you had to like polish those boots.
Bro, I didn't even know that was what it was for.
You didn't know that? Oh shit!
I didn't care. I just was like, what am I like fucking up the grass or something? Am I walking on it? This is stupid as shit. I didn't know. I didn't care. I was just like, okay, just don't walk on the grass. This is
I had somebody be a smart ass about it one time too. Like, you just okay with walking in the grass? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I kind of have done this a lot in my life. It's like so many things in the grass, like fecal matter. I started trying to go down a rabbit hole, but I was like, bro, shut the fuck up, bro.
Bro,
like,
I'm wearing boots.
You talking about? Yeah, and I'm in fucking combat boots, bitch. What are we? Bro, shut up, bro.
And then when we go do some training, guess what we're doing? We're moving in the grass.
Fucking walking in the fucking grass, bitch. It fucking irritated me, bro. I was like, whatever, though.
The amount of times, like, in basic, where, like, the drill sergeants would literally be from, like, me to the other side of the room, which, I mean, obviously people can't see that. So, what, like, 20 feet? Not even. Like, it's really, like, 10 feet from me right now. But, anyway, they'd be, like, 20 feet away from me. And they'd be like, Private, get over here. And it's like, oh, fuck, like, I need to make the most direct approach, which is across the grass, which I can't do. And, like, as soon as you go to move towards the grass, it's like, Private, if you step in that fucking grass. And now I'm running, like, a mile around to go to the freaking sidewalk and come over here. And they're, like, getting pissed because I'm taking so long to get there. But I can't cut across the grass. It's like, shit like that. It's like, Jesus, man. Just cut across the grass.
Like, come on, bro.
Ain't nobody actually care.
Come on, bro.
Sergeant Major cares less than all the sergeants do. Anyway.
Yes.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Okay. Next response. Knowing myself at the time, this would have been physically impossible. It's like the time an Air Force E7 told me 4 times in a conversation to call him Jim. All I could say was, I'm really sorry, but I just can't. Or the time my friend tried walking and smoking a cigarette at the same time. And I said, get yourself in check. We don't do that here.
Yeah, like walking and talking on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's big. No.
Walking and eating.
Now, you say that, but I'm going to be honest. Like, I've been in recruiting a long time now. Yeah, I gave up on that.
Yeah,
recruiting is different.
As a recruiter, we're on our phones so much. Mm-hmm. And, if I'm in the public eye, no. Yeah. I will. I won't. I'll be like, hold on a second, and I'll mute it, and I'll walk to my car. Yeah. Or whatever. Or I'll walk out of the rain or whatever the fuck's going on, and then talk on the phone. But for the most part, I just gave up on it. Yeah. But with the whole, when you're talking to somebody of a higher rank than you and they tell you to just call them by their first name. One, I think that's super cool of that person because it's kind of like
Shout out, bro.
normalizing
Yeah.
that, like, hey, we're past that. We're not, this isn't as professional at this moment. Like, I have a major that I'm good friends with, and he used to always be like, oh, like, you don't have to call me sir, call me Derek. Weirdest thing for me. Still can't do it.
Yeah,
Like, and he's retired now. Like, and I still have a hard time calling him by his first name.
It's also too because like it's hard for you to interchange the two in your mind because of the way you'll use sir. You get what I'm saying? Sir or sergeant, whatever rank you using. Like you can't just put Derek everywhere you would put sir with bro's name. Like you'd just be not addressing his ass.
Yeah.
For most of the conversation, it'd be like, hell yeah, Derek. Like, bro, it's fucking weird, bro. It's fucking weird, man. But shout out Derek, you know.
Well, and I'm just saying, his first name does not match with his personality at all. And I love the dude. Like, it just doesn't connect. Like, his last name's cool. So, anyway, the next response actually comes along with a conversation I had with you last week, Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
But dude said, laughing my ass off, I just can't, it's too funny. I'm a prior enlisted and commissioned last year. My CO asked the rest of the LTs if we prefer first or last names, and I was like, I'm sorry, but I barely remember my first name.
Well, that's something like
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about officers, but they all call each other by their first name. I've noticed that.
That's something they do a lot. Yeah. I called it out one time, just chilling around something. I was like, yo, y'all like known each other for a long time or something? It's like, yeah, but you know, we kind of just do that shit too. I was like, okay, thank you for clarifying.
Well, like, because I didn't really, I don't know. I guess I didn't interact with officers interacting with each other when I was more on the M-Day side. But as a recruiter, that happens all the time. Like, you know, our company commander will be emailing the battalion for something I need, and he'll be reaching out to one of those guys up there, and he'll just email them up, and it'll just be the email, and he'll CC me in it, and it'll just be dude's first name, comma, and then like go into the email, and the guy will respond with thanks. First name, comma, and I'm like, Roger, sir.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't know what you want from me.
Just a bitch.
Yeah. So that stuff kind of like I was like confused, and I was like, why are we being civilians right now?
Yeah. I mean, I never really noticed that until you said it, but yeah, that is.
I immediately. I was like, I wouldn't say I was uncomfortable. I just thought it was weird.
But anyway, all right. So I'm gonna just hit like the next 10 comments with like 3. So people said that hands in pockets is no longer an issue for the Navy.
Good for them.
And they said same in the Air Force, hands in pockets all day.
Shout out.
And then this dude was like, switching to the Air Force and being able to put my hands in my pockets made me unreasonably happy.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? I got my hands in my pocket. I'm a good boy.
Or just, be like the rest of us and do what you want.
True. Rebel against the machine, man.
There's a term that applies to this. Do what your rank can handle.
Yeah.
And my rank can handle. Hey man, take your hands out your pockets.
Hell yeah, I can handle that.
All right. Hands out.
You got me. I'll take them out. Once I break this corner, bitch, they're right back in there. Bro.
As soon as you can't see me no more, guess where they're going.
Fuck wrong with you. But.
And then the response to the switching branches is, I'd bet not having to do PT at the Ass Crack of Dawn helped with that as well. And then it said, I'm razzing an Air Force buddy on one time, and he comes back with, yeah, well, while you're out doing PT in the rain, I'm just rolling out of bed with a warm little specialist.
Yo.
Whoa.
Yo, what the
Whoa.
fuck?
Hold up now.
Whoa.
Hold up.
Whoa. Brother,
Whoa.
what?
He said, I had no response to that one.
Brother,
what?
Is nothing.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
And then I do want to touch on that, Sergeant Hunter kind of brought this up, but apparently we used to call the Air Force putting their hands in their pockets having Air Force gloves. I hadn't heard that until today, but I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Wait,
I really hadn't heard that.
Is it really that old? Did you ever hear that?
I feel like I might have. I don't know. I've heard a lot of Chill Force remarks.
Yeah.
I remember at AT, and like it's just cold as fuck, and somebody like walks up trying to talk shit to one of the like sergeants about him having his hands in his pockets, and he's like, "Hey man, I'm just wearing my Air Force gloves. Don't worry about that." That's the first time I ever heard it.
Yeah.
And then
never
it
heard
just
it.
became a thing.
And that's what I'm saying. If I heard it, it probably was some shit like, y'all need to have y'all gloves, and I'm not talking about the Air Force ones. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that
Some shit
one.
like
That one's a common one too.
Like, so I don't know. I might have heard it like a couple times, but I'm telling you, like we know, motherfuckers be trying to talk crazy about Air Force, which don't let this go to your head, airmen. A lot of them boys talk shit because they jealous. Like, they jealous because y'all get a lot of, privileges that I guess you call it privileges. I think that's the same word.
Something
I
like
mean,
that.
it's
Amenities.
It's simply differences. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they have their own struggles too, but
Yeah, for sure.
all we see is that they get some things we don't, and I'm sure it's the other way around too, where they see we get things they don't.
Yeah.
But
I'm saying
theirs are more glaringly
a lot of
obvious
a lot of
'cause
those
simple
ones
shit
that
like that.
talk shit is like, oh my god, the first world problems of the Air Force.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like they
Right.
treat it like that. Like, oh my god, it sucks so much that you had to be up at 07. You get what I'm saying? Like they'll say shit like that.
Yeah.
So, but
Now, this last one on the hands and pockets, and then we're gonna move on to the next one. But it said, I got hemmed up for shit like this in Iraq. It is very much bullshit. Now, I'm just saying from speaking from like hey, when you're in the field, a lot of this shit doesn't apply anymore. Like, I don't care if you're in garrison, on a fob, like, if I'm overseas, unless I'm in a building where, like, command staff is,
True.
like, I'm not saying shit. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
So yes, you're right. 100%. There was one of my I was a corporal in Afghanistan, and one of my
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
one of my you know what we gotta talk about this.
I'm sorry, bro. I just wasn't expecting that. I didn't know that was the rank you were holding at the time. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Well, we'll
Anyway,
all right.
Shout out my
Finish, and then we're gonna give a shout out to Sergeant Hunter.
yeah, okay, all right. I don't like it. All right, I just don't like it right now. Anyway, moving on. So I was a corporal, and I was walking with one of my privates. And so, like when you're in a group, it's just like the highest rank salutes the officers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess this officer really didn't appreciate that the private I was walking with didn't even give him like the greeting of the day, or maybe some sergeant that was with him didn't appreciate that he didn't give him the greeting of the day. Because I just hit the salute. Because in Bagram is the only place in freaking Afghanistan that you still salute, which is wild.
That's great.
Everywhere else they don't care about that, but they treat Bagram like it's freaking garrison. So I salute him, give him the greeting of the day, keep it moving, and then like this E7 like breaks off from that officer and it's like pulls the private over and is like, why ain't you giving the greeting of the day? Why aren't you saluting? And I was like, whoa, Sergeant, like, whoa, I don't know what's going on. Like, why are you chewing my dude out? I gave the greeting of the day. He's like, yeah, but this private didn't. Corporal, you need to be addressing this. Like, I'm like, why the fuck am I getting chewed? What is this? I did what I was supposed to do.
Bro,
he wasn't.
He just was eating all y'all the fuck up.
I mean, it sounds like the A7 had a little bit of a complex because, like, if you're walking in like formation, only the one person is supposed to salute and give the greeting of the day anyway. So it's like bullshit to me.
Shit like that. And like, I mean, then there were plenty of times where you could tell, like, because we only would stop in Bagram. Like, I did a lot of flights all over the place, so we would stop in Bagram. So I'd have to like remind myself every time we got to Bagram, okay, I need to start saluting again. And you could tell when there were officers who weren't used to it too, and were just like stopping through, because you'd salute them and they'd be like, what do I do with my hand? And then they'd try to salute me back. And like, my favorite one was this female I was walking by, and I was like, oh, good afternoon, ma'am. And she was like, good morning, yeah, okay. And she just kept walking. I was like, all right, yeah, you good.
Shout out, ma'am.
It's understandable.
That shit's funny.
Oh, dude. So you just reminded me. I had this commander. She was probably one of the best commanders that I've ever had. She went skiing. She broke her foot, and so she was like coming into the building for some meeting that we had, and we had a bunch of like the RSP people that were there. And I was like, and I had addressed them prior to that and said, hey, like, Captain so-and-so is on crutches, like, don't salute her, just open the door and, like, let her through, say hello, whatever, right? But, like, per her request, nobody salute, because she doesn't want to have to stop, get her balance on crutches and salute and then keep going. Right. Yeah, those little shits, man. Like, it was like she literally got out of her car and like started, kind of getting towards the door, and she got stopped like 3 times to salute just some random fucking people. And like they weren't even RSP trainees, like they were other people. And it's like common sense, in my opinion, would be like, "Oh, like, hey captain, like can I help you with anything? Can I carry your bag for you?" Like, I'm not gonna salute you, ma'am. Like, hopefully it's not disrespectful. She probably been like, "No, I appreciate it. Like, freaking broken foot here, just had surgery. Like, just trying to get in the building."
A lot of times you get away with those too. You just give them the greeting of the day. A lot of them, that's cool. That's good enough.
Yeah.
They don't need the salute. They chill off the salute.
But I remember getting in the building and somebody, like, one of the people with the RSP, like, opened the door for her, let her in and everything, and then she, like, walked into a room and everybody called attention like they're supposed to. And then she basically told them the exact same thing that I had told them. Where like, "Hey, like if you see me when we're outside, like please don't salute me. I'm not gonna take it as you being disrespectful. Like,
this
it's
is
inconvenient for me."
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, but I've never understood the whole. Anyway, moving on. But real quick, we're gonna get on a quick side note. Sergeant Hunter recently promoted, Staff Sergeant Hunter now.
Woo!
Quick shout out, kind of.
Appreciate it.
But big congrats, well deserved, and more good things to come.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah.
Thanks, guys. Wasn't expecting that. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I like that rocker on you, Zaddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got me rocked. All right, next. Wow.
All right, next comment. Not wearing your rain jacket in the rain because it makes you look, fill in the blank. Why give us the gear if we can't wear it in the fucking rain? And then he gives a story. Had a lieutenant colonel ask me why I had my rain jacket. I said, because I pre-plan and looked ahead at the weather and saw that it's going to rain, sir. He then said something about how I shouldn't have a problem being wet. It's just rain, etc. What will everyone else think? It looks weak, etc. Bro, your fragile male ego is showing. I'm not in the formation. I'm not leading any troops. And walking from my truck into the office building, it's work, not training. Army is weird. Prior service Air Force.
So, something I just want to say real quick. First off, when I did that last shit about Corporal, it wasn't like it was because Corporal. I think that rank in general is fucking funny.
Oh,
second thing,
100%. Yeah.
the second thing I want to fucking point out about this shit. So I'm all for we all need to match. You get what I'm saying? If there's any type of group element, I'm all for that. I get that. That's cool. I've had to, take a little dick a couple times because somebody else didn't have something. It's cool. It's whatever, bro. We all taking that L together. That's cool. But I wholeheartedly agree with this shit because I've seen a lot of people just be bitches about it. Like, bro, if, for example, number one thing that happens around here is like, when it gets to one of those cold months in a bipolar month, right? If somebody just so happens to like, hey, I'm gonna have my fleece. So a lot of people be like, oh, bro, you got on your fucking fleece. And it's like, I'm the motherfucker who always forgets my fleece. So I'm not the motherfucker who can benefit for this. But it's like, bro, why are y'all on bro's dick because he has a fleece, bro? You're mad at him for being warm?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing, y'all. We're bothered that somebody said, I'm gonna be warm today. Fuck are we talking about, bro? Just like a Gore-Tex. If you see somebody with a fucking Gore-Tex on, why the fuck are we like, oh my God, bro? I'm getting wet and you're not. Wow. Look at this shit bag. Yeah. What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, the only time I ever worried about that was when we were coming in formation. Like, when I look at a formation, I like it to look uniform.
True.
I want my box to be a box, not like a weird, humped.
Again, a group element.
I mean, I always used to joke. I'd be like, we're supposed to be in a box, not a waving flag.
Yeah.
So I like my box to look like a box. So, uniform there. But as soon as I'm like, all right, fall out or whatever, I don't care if you pull that shit out your ass and put that thing on. I don't care.
The fuck?
Do what you got to do to make yourself comfortable because you're going to work better if you're comfortable. I know when I'm cold, my hands going in my pockets and I ain't doing no damn work because I'm
You
cold.
got on gloves? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you see anybody else with gloves?
Yeah.
Fuck are you talking about?
And I had the mechanics gloves that had the freaking logo on it too. What you want to talk about?
Yeah. Wear that logo, bitch. Weird, man. Fucking weird. So yeah, I agree with this one. That's some of the dumbest shit I've ever. Again, outside of group elements, bro. Fuck out of here, bro. Shit's crazy. Literally crazy. And good on you for saying you were prepared. Like rubbing that shit in his fucking face. Hey, bro, I was
he
prepared.
said prior
Take
service
it.
Air Force.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I agree. All right.
10 dicks. Next comment.
Moving on to the next comment. All right. And this one's gonna ruffle some feathers, and I like it. Officers getting bronze stars for simply existing downrange, while enlisted joint commendations get downgraded to AARs.
100% witnessed this in Afghanistan.
Yes.
Damn.
My lieutenant, she never left the office of Bagram and got Bronze Star of Merit.
Damn.
And I think my AAM got downgraded.
Damn.
So like damn, like I'm actually out here doing some shit and my shit gets downgraded. She's sitting in an office this whole time. Never saw her the whole deployment.
Wow.
Damn.
And she got a Bronze Star of Merit.
So this got 191 upvotes. So obviously people feel the same way.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I mean, this isn't the same, but like having not ever been deployed overseas, it's the best I got. So when I was still with the RSP, we got like something of excellence from National Guard Bureau when they came out and did our evaluation for like whether we were going to be accredited or whatever. And so we got the accreditation of excellence, and we were like one of 7 states in the nation that got it. And like in the like AAR, I guess you would call it, that the team from NGB specifically annotated that like we wouldn't have got that had I not been there, essentially. So my NCOIC, one of the few great things he did was submit me for an award, which is cool, whatever, didn't need it, but he put me in for like an RCOM, and our battalion commander downgraded it to a state level Utah com because I didn't have one. And I didn't have an RCOM either at the time.
Wow.
And so his only reason for downgrading it was because I didn't have the lower grade yet.
Wow.
But look at it this way.
And stupid.
You can never get a Utah
Yeah, that's true. I can
com.
never get a Utah com now either. Yeah, I mean, like, I have both now, so, like, who really cares? But I just remember, like, when he told me that, in my brain, I'm sitting here like, okay. And then at the award ceremony, at the end of that FY, he got an award for the RSP getting an accreditation of excellence when I got mine, and his was an RCOM and mine was a Utah com. And I'm like, this motherfucker. And I love great leader, great commander.
I don't know.
But in the moment, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Now, I'm assuming he didn't write his own award. All right, like, our HR S1 people, they just did that for him, but it's crazy. So, I understand where people are coming from a little bit on this, but not the same because it's not a deployment. So first response was that pissed me off so much. My old battalion commander got himself a Bronze Star for outstanding leadership when a convoy he was in got hit by an IED. Motherfucker, y'all hit a pressure plate. Nobody was hurt. The enlisted used SOP for when a vehicle was disabled. Y'all carried on. Battalion commander got out of his Humvee, stretched his legs, while a sergeant deployed his squad in security, and another group of grunts and the motor T replaced the tire.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
Motherfucker just stood around. Boost.
Hey, man.
Hey, shout out that rank, baby.
And then we had another dude said, I took 2 majors with me in a patrol to a communication site. They had never been outside the wire and were just taking them out and coming right back. It was maybe 3 hours. They both got Bronze Stars for it.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild. And
Meanwhile, I knew the first female to ever get the Silver Star of Valor was actually a National Guard in Tennessee. You know what she did to get that Silver Star of Valor? Her vehicle. So the vehicle in front of her got hit by an IED. It disabled her vehicle and the vehicle in front of her. She used the turret to mow down 11 people or some crap like that,
Dang.
which saved the lives of everyone in both vehicles.
Dang.
While her team went and performed combat life saving and stuff like that. And she was one of the at the time when she did that, she was a specialist, and when I met her, she was a staff sergeant. But yeah, she was one of the first females to ever receive the Silver Star of Valor. Well, I know her whole story because my roommate in Afghanistan had a huge, he called it his military boner for her.
Oh yeah, that's some sexy shit. I'm if you're gonna get bricked, that's some shit to get bricked about.
Yeah.
So it's interesting you brought that up because this next comment talks almost. I don't think it's the same thing, but it's similar. But
yeah, so she did all that to get a Silver Star of Valor, and they just hand out Bronze Stars to officers. Anyways,
so the response to the comment about taking the 2 majors was, meanwhile, I'm reviewing a medic's record, and he got an RCOM with a V device, saved about 3 soldiers' lives while under fire. He said, ran out from under cover and worked on them under fire. And he got an RCOM with a V device.
There's a medic in our guard. I don't know if he's still in or not, but he went on one of our deployments where they had a V-bid take out one of our guard posts. And you probably see the story a lot about the 3 soldiers that died in that. And he put a tourniquet on his own leg and then crawled and gave combat life saving to save the lives of a handful of other people, and then got some of them stable and got them to go help other people. So he saved there would have been a lot more than just 3 casualties that day. Well, mortal casualties that day if he wasn't there. And I mean, when I met him, he was still specialist. Didn't even get nothing. So that shit's wild, man.
Now I wanna put a twist on this from one of these responses. So going back to the battalion commander that allowed the people to change the tire and all that stuff after they hit an IED. All right. So this person, who may be an officer, I don't know, has a different look. He said, an officer that lets the NCOs and their soldiers go about business without overstepping and interrupting sounds like a BC that earned that medal. Most other officers would have been falling over themselves to get in the way.
Yes, because they're going to do that to try to get that medal. They're going to be I'm going to overstep, and I'm going to do everything I can to get me a little medal here or there. So I could see that too. Yeah.
I just kind of, I think that's an interesting context to put it into. Now, I mean, the response to that is obviously somebody that's a little salty. He said he earned a medal for staying out of the way in a common situation. Better up that to a Silver Star with a V device. Now, I'm not saying that should have happened, but I do kind of understand both contexts. I'm not saying that he deserved it or didn't deserve it in whatever happened, but
yeah,
it is interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to know if any of those soldiers got any kind of awards. That's what I was. Then I'd say whether he earned it or not.
I don't know. All right. Here's the next one. Now, I'm not a big coffee drinker, so we'll let you guys kind of talk on this.
Hell yeah.
Never washing your coffee cup. I still don't to this day.
That's wild.
What the fuck?
Have you guys never heard this? I've heard this.
No.
I feel like that's only true if you drink black coffee.
Somebody says that in here, but yes.
If you add any kind of sugar or creamer or anything, fuck no. But yeah, straight black coffee, I have heard that about straight black coffee. Yeah, something about the grinds being, I don't know, it makes it stronger.
Yeah, it makes it taste better.
I don't know about taste better. It makes it stronger. I mean, however.
Well, so the first response is caffeine is a natural pesticide. I don't know if that's true, but the same wake you up effect for us gives bugs heart attacks. If you put sugar or dairy in your coffee, you need to wash your coffee cup.
100%, because that shit will mold.
And then they said, the OP said, agreed, straight black for me. So this dude still hasn't ever washed his coffee cup. And I don't know how long this has been, but I would assume a while. He's retired. So
That's crazy.
But I have heard this before. I've been told, like, oh, like, I literally was getting coffee for an old E7 that was at the RSP when I was freaking RSP Warrior. And I was like, oh, I'll go wash this out for you. And he stopped me so fast and was like, no, like, take that cup exactly as it is and go put black coffee in it and bring it back. Okay.
You're just gonna break his streak, bro.
Or that's all right. Got it.
He's on the 786-day streak, bro. He's gonna break that shit, bro.
Well, this is the same. This is the same freaking NCO that would come out when we had MREs at drill and take all the coffee from the MREs that we were gonna throw away.
God, bro.
That's crazy. Like,
Because that coffee is not great.
I feel like if you're gonna be a coffee fiend like that, you gotta at least be a connoisseur. Like, go for the good shit.
Mm-hmm.
Go for the exquisite.
Not a coffee fiend like I gotta get my head coffee. I need the coffee.
You said it might have some coffee beans in it. Shit. All right, let me get that.
Like, come on now, man. We gotta be better than that. Anyway,
bro, getting that shake.
Couple other the responses. So proud Navy tradition. My dad called it seasoning.
yeah, that's funny.
I'm telling you, they turn them damn cups and they treat it like cast iron, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I've heard of seasoning when it comes to like my Blackstone, but
Yeah.
like, gotta oil it up and season it real well. But this, I don't know. So the next response, which I feel like this would apply to a lot of people. I brought mine home before I PCS'd and my wife was appalled.
Yeah.
It's fair. It's fair.
And then OP said, lol, I know the reaction. I have a travel mug that I used throughout my career and it never got washed. She looked inside one day and I have never seen her face contort like that since.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm gonna turn to a Picasso painting.
Shit trash.
Brother.
Alright, next one. This is also a Navy one. My mother was trying to be nice one time and washed my coffee cup for me. I teared up a little. I spent 6 years on that, Ma.
Damn.
Oh, man.
Yo, this coffee shit is serious.
Yeah, that's okay.
That
All
shit
right. I didn't know we
broke.
were taking this shit that real.
That shit actually broke bro heart a little bit.
That's crazy. Especially considering it's a tradition. I just I guess I kind of knew in the back of my mind that it was a thing, but I just didn't know it was that serious of a thing.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to read two more and then we're going to call it and go to the next one. So somebody said if you hit it with some warm water before the coffee has time to sit, it cleans out real easy. However, if you forget your coffee overnight or over the weekend, you should probably clean it. All right. And then the dude says the OP says, "Oh no, just adds more flavor for the next cup."
If you're drinking it every single day, maybe I could validate that, but I'm talking about you got to have coffee every single day.
And then we had a dude say, washing your cup matters if you're drinking halfway decent coffee. OP response says, military coffee usually isn't half decent.
Not even usually a quarter decent. Fucking turpentine. What are you talking about?
And then the dude that responded to that one was, facts. I'm retired now, but I found that I'm like the food critic in Ratatouille. I don't like coffee. I love it. And if I don't love it, I don't swallow.
That explains a lot. Damn.
And then somebody was just probably trying to figure out who this dude is, but he said, is your last name Gibbs by any chance? I don't know if this is just
it's NCIS.
An NCIS, yeah, there we go. Thing. But anyway, we'll move on. Frocking season, chief season. So I don't know if anybody's heard that before. But I think it's a Navy term specifically. So the dude basically says what do I have to wait 6 months to be paid the pay grade I just advanced to when the other branches don't get it at the promotion ceremony? Chief season, well, that's just mandated brainwashing, and if you opt to not to do it, then you're not a real chief. It's just stupid all around. then again, I still believe that Navy Chiefs were started as an April Fool's joke and it just got taken seriously. So, I'll give you some context.
Yeah, hit me with that.
And it kind of, I don't want to say it applies to warrant officers, but I'm going to use that as the example. So when a warrant officer gets promoted, specifically in like the National Guard, for example, you get your state promotion first, and then you have to wait until you get federally recognized at that new rank, and then you start getting that new pay grade.
Mm.
So I'm going to say it's the same in this situation where like, oh, I'm a chief and I just got promoted, but I have to wait 6 months until I'm going to start getting paid at that new pay grade.
It sounds like they do that for all ranks? 'Cause
For
flocking
all
season?
chiefs
Okay.
specifically. Now, I'm just saying, I feel like you still get back pay. But, I don't know.
I mean, either way, you're still waiting 6 months.
Still
to
waiting
even
6
get
months.
back pay. I mean, granted, it's going to be significant back pay, but
Hopefully.
yeah, I don't know.
And then, so one of the responses, and that's why I said I'm pretty sure it's Navy, because all the responses are pretty much Navy. Chief season does make some commands much quieter and run more smoothly due to the 6 to 8 weeks of no chiefs around at all. So I don't know if that means that like they're going somewhere for this. Again, don't have good context. But anyway, on-site staff duty.
On-site staff duty. I mean, that's an interesting one. You know, I feel like these are a lot of things that we don't want to defend, and I thought the whole point of this was that we were supposed to be defending them. That we do.
Well, they're traditions
That we
that
defend.
That some people
we like still defend. Like it's a tradition that doesn't need to be a tradition anymore. That
Yeah.
we still do. Like we still
Ah.
practice it.
Okay, I was about to
like
say
as
that.
a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On-site staff duty is kind of, I don't know. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it.
Well, so like the first response was 90% of staff duty in CQ locations could be a cell phone with physical checks a couple times a day.
That is very true. You don't need somebody sitting there the whole day. That is
Agreed.
very true. Just do an
Agreed.
inspection,
Yes.
like maybe once every couple hours or something.
And then somebody said, "What does that mean?" I'm assuming they haven't been in for very long. And then somebody responded to that, babysitting a building.
Yeah.
Babysitting a building.
And then that same person said, "We never did that in the Air Force."
I had staff duty when I was in Cuba a couple times.
Mhm.
Shit was ass. Like
I feel like any time I've gone to a military school, even like SLC, we even had staff duty, and it was the dumbest thing ever.
I mean, when I was at Peck, I had staff duty.
Yeah.
Shit was ass too.
Yeah, had to walk around to all the buildings in like 15 degrees.
Yeah.
And make sure that all the doors were locked. And then if a door was unlocked, then I had to report it up to the first sergeant. And the first sergeant would be like, "Are you able to secure it?" It's like, you gave me a freaking Allen key that is supposed to lock the doors, and it's not even an Allen key to lock this door. Like it's literally a key. Like, thank you for sergeant, but no, I could not secure the door.
Yeah.
And then be like, "Cool, annotate it and we'll fix it tomorrow." And I'm like, we're on a fucking post. Like, it is secured. People aren't allowed in here after 5. Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. I give up. But yeah, staff duty is kind of crazy. I agree. I see the value of having somebody at the desk overnight.
Yes. That's gonna be my only point. I see the value, but it's one of those things like, bro, you can put on that shit. All right.
Oh yeah, if you get overnight staff duty, that shit's always ass. But
it's one of them things you can't question too. It's like, as much as you don't like it, no, it doesn't make sense. Nobody fucks with it. It's like, it's just one of those things. We just done accepted that bitch. Like, staff duty. Oh my god, it's crazy.
Yeah. I feel like we've all been waiting for this one. We knew it was coming.
Oh shit, let's hear it.
No beards.
Oh my god. I can't give too much of a take on this.
It's a hot topic right now.
Yeah.
I just look so good with a beard.
You're the only one in this room.
Yeah,
At least I can speak only for myself. But...
I look so like. If there's ever a video of this podcast, at this point, I'm just gonna post a picture of me with a beard. I need everybody to see that. I look so good with a beard.
So, first response. Sergeant, but how will you put on a gas mask? Me? Okay, I'll shave when you actually issue me a gas mask.
But you don't even need to.
Exactly. If you've seen the new gas masks, it doesn't even
It's
matter.
not even.
I mean, and even some other agencies will be like, "Oh yeah, because you can still get a good seal. It just can't be but so thick of a beard. Like you can't have it. I mean, obviously, you can't have a beard that's going to go all the way down to your freaking toes.
Which I don't think. Yeah, naturally.
And I mean, there's even ways you could have it like properly groomed. Like I mean, the same regulations we have with the mustache. Like
Yeah.
just it needs to look well kept.
Yes.
Like I don't think that's even asking too much.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many ways to just make it work that they just. I don't know. I think there's somebody really really high up in the chain of command that can't grow beard and says that I can't grow beard, so nobody can grow beard.
Yeah.
I was about to say, do we want this to go political? Because this next one makes fun of a certain political figure.
I already know. 'Cause he said something about it. He doesn't even want us to have mustaches.
Wow.
I mean, it doesn't use his name, but
We
everybody's
all
gonna
know.
know who we're talking
all
about.
know. Yeah, I mean, read it. It's not that hard to read.
All right, we do not affiliate ourselves with the DoD in any way.
Yeah.
Okay, this response. You at least have to love the irony/hypocrisy of Keg's Breath calling out beardos while Iraq veteran J.D. Vance is right there.
I was about to say
Fucking crazy.
the Sec War, so that makes sense. Yep.
And then next response after that was the gas mask shit has been proven wrong so many times, and yet we still take it as fact. Not to mention how discriminatory the shaving policy is.
Yeah.
I mean, it very much they make it seem like having a beard is very unprofessional, but there's just so many good ways that you can maintain a beard that looks professional. It's just you just have to set regulations in place. The same way we set regulations for mustaches.
For anything else, literally.
Yeah.
Literally for anything else. The same way we set regulations for anything fucking else.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, all these regulations you have about like how to maintain a freaking shaving profile,
yes.
you could just not and just let everybody grow a beard and then just set a regulation for how you maintain a beard.
Yes.
And it'd be just as easy. And then we can just take that shaving profile and throw it out the window because you don't even have to shave. It doesn't matter. Now we just eliminated a whole issue.
Yes.
I mean, now on that, like, it's just like with the current grooming standards, right? There are specific things that are allowed and not allowed. And like, when this is just my opinion, okay, as somebody that can't grow a very good beard, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If your beard looks like shit, you will be told to shave it.
Yeah. And that also implies like if it's out of whatever regulation is set for it, you gotta shave that bitch.
Right.
Hey, you didn't want to keep up with the reg. Take it.
So, I mean, that's just, I agree. I think we should all be allowed to have beards. I do not disagree with that. But I feel like there are a lot of people out there that just cannot grow a beard, and it just doesn't look good. Yeah. Me being one of them.
And they're going to try to grow beards.
And they're going to try to grow a beard because they can.
It's not going to look good.
I have to hold that.
I'm just saying, because you can, like, unless they're like me and they're like, I don't like it because it looks like shit kind of situation. But
so the only other thing I got to add to this shit, man, and this came from my fucking drill sergeant whenever I was in basic. Drill sergeant disciple, he didn't get no awards for no shit like that, but that's him in my mind. He just was talking about women and how they have so many options for hairstyles. And completely not saying this as a dig. He literally was a dad of only girls. But he just was like, if women can have so many hairstyles, so many options for how they want to wear their hair and shit. Especially that even changed since he said this, but like they got more options. But he was like, yo, if they can have this many options for their hair and shit, I think men should. And then also beards. Like, I think that's just not crazy because there's only so much we would do with hair in general. Beard being one of them. It's just like, why not? Why is this such a big deal, bro? Like, what the fuck? This shit is not that serious, man. It's really not that serious.
I don't think it's a serious thing just because it affects a lot of people, and I feel like it does fall into that discrimination.
Oh, for sure.
Realm.
For sure.
And I feel like people that have like a medical reason for why they should have a beard or a religious reason for why they should have a beard, I feel like we shouldn't be touching on that. Yeah. I feel like it should just, that is the line, right? That's my opinion. But anyway, we're going to move on before we run out of time.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Calling it clothing and sales.
I never even considered that. Like, why?
What's the problem with that? What's the problem with that, man?
The response is man tackling the real issues.
What's wrong with clothing and sales, bro? I like that. I've always liked saying clothing and sales.
I just never even that's just not something that ever went through my head. Why do we call it that? I don't know. Just one of those things.
So then this person said, always thought it was clothing sales. And then somebody said, it is. And then they said, it is, yet for some reason, everybody seems to call it clothing and sales.
Wait, what? Hold up. Like, it's clothing sales?
So-
yeah. I put the
Man, we got another one like clothing and sales, though, man. We got something similar to that.
What you talking about? Where
Something else we say that's just like clothing and sales.
where we add some
Yeah,
shit
where
in
we
there that
add-
doesn't belong in there?
Yeah.
Cat card?
No, that was just yeah, I guess, but
Nick at Night. I mean, like
And Nick at Night, that's
No.
another one.
what the fuck is it, bro? I swear there's another one we got. Hey, but shout out clothing and sales, bro. I think that shit sounds better than clothing sales. I think that shit is ass. I'll defend it just for that. I think the sound is better.
I pay so little attention to that building that I've
Facts.
always called it clothing and sales and never paid attention to the fact that there's no and.
Yeah.
Didn't even try to pay. 15 years and I just now realize there's no and.
Well, I tell you, I was
fucking
15 years
care.
in
That's
before
how
I
little care
realized
about that building.
I was a nincompoop.
This is one of those. I was this many years old when I realized.
Yeah,
I was
100%.
today years old, motherfucker. I found out.
People
Wow.
are gonna judge me from this for the next several years. Fucking newly promoted 6.
Son of a
Fucking
bitch.
just has no idea what he's doing.
No
Who
idea.
Promoted this guy again.
Just winging it. Who the fuck pinned this guy with a
Let's
rocket?
Go ahead and go back. No, Buck Sergeant. Let's do that.
All right. Next comment. Hurry up. You're late. Get there. Wait around for 2 hours before doing anything. You can't fight without polished boots. Whenever you clean the billets, you're given the worst broom on the
Damn.
base. They get you to eat a massive meal just before PT, and at least one dude chucks it back up.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't rocket.
in order.
Yeah.
Starting with the hurry up and wait. We've hit that in a
At
whole
least a
nother
dozen
one.
times.
We've
Yeah,
gangbanged
so
that
not
week,
gonna go deep into that. Hurry up and wait. We spoke a lot about it. It's ass.
It's
10 dicks. Moving on.
God.
Anyways, getting the worst broom in the. It's because they never replace it, and nobody complains because we go. You know, obviously, anytime you get building, you have to clean the building before you can, and it has to be inspected before you get to.
Boy, but the amount of times I done pulled up and we done had some jacked up fucking
Yeah, and that shit'll
barracks.
be
That
ass
shit
when
is
you
crazy.
get there, and then they expect you to clean it,
spotless.
which is wild.
Mhm.
But no, like everyone just accepts that whatever we got is what we got to use. So if it's ass, like whatever we're using it's ass, and then we just put that shit back, and it's like I'm not gonna fucking buy a replacement broom
Yeah, no.
because I'm hoping I never come back to these billets again.
True.
Now, I will say, one thing that the Army and the military in general, I believe, just does a really bad job of, is it's like, we aren't checking to see if it's in a serviceable condition.
True.
We're just checking off that it's there,
Yes.
right? Because
Yeah.
we don't want to have to pay for it,
Yes.
right?
Right.
And so it's not, oh, this broom is shit, we should replace it, but yes, it's also there, check the box.
And you know that happens a lot more than like even in things where serviceable is a very key criteria.
Yes.
To be
Yeah.
that. You know, that's funny. That's real funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real
But anyway, you
Interesting.
can't fight without polished boots. Now, this hasn't been a thing in a minute. Obviously, this is before
Naturally.
all of our time
Yeah.
because none of us were during the BDU days.
Yes.
But I do remember my dad having to like polish his boots up before he'd go in the field and shit like that, and it never made sense.
Yeah.
It never made sense
That's ass backwards.
because
Shout out.
exactly it's ass backwards.
Literally.
Yeah.
Shout out to a comment that my dad made when I was talking to him last night that he said I should actually put on the pod. His drill sergeant and this is just off topic, but his drill sergeant at basic training, when he was like racking a 50 cal, and he had it palm down instead of palm up, and everybody that has used 50 cal knows the old style that cut the shit out of your hand. And his drill sergeant walked up to him and said into his ear, "Now, Private, that's as wrong as 2 dicks."
Oh my God.
I've heard the worst part is I've heard that before.
Oh my God.
That's the worst part.
Shout out to my dad.
That is funny as fuck. I hope nobody got offended by that. That's funny as fuck. I'm sorry. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. The context was right, so it's okay.
Yeah,
It's
that's
okay.
good. That's good context.
Yeah, if you got offended by that, like, come on.
I'm stealing that shit. I ain't gonna lie. That's gonna get into my
Your vocab
That's
somewhere.
in my vocab for sure. Words of the day, phrase of the day, bitch. That's good. Well, you about wrong as 2 dicks. 2
right.
dicks a real showstopper.
No.
Real Right up there next to PT.
Right up there next to PT. 2 dicks. Showstopper.
PT, 2 dicks.
Showstopper.
Almost same.
Oh shit. We're gonna run out of time, but that's okay.
Penis and testicles. That's what PT stand for. Let's go.
All right, now I'm going to touch on this last one just because it also has a lot of upvotes. So it ended up with 48, which is one of our top ones. Yeah, we'll be quick. Apolitical military tradition made sense when the politicians largely left the military outside of partisan battles. The military stays out of political battles, and the politicians stay out of military affairs. Has been sorta the fundamental tenet of civil military relations in the U.S. and has worked for us pretty well in the past. When the politicians start trying to wield the military as a partisan tool against their political rivals, that culture of silence by military leaders no longer makes any sense. If the military allows itself to be wielded as an instrument of GOP power, then the next Democrat to come into office will necessarily mistrust it and may even seek to see it abolished, as we are seeing already with calls to abolish ICE.
Yeah, I like the breakdown here. I like the synopsis.
Yeah.
I can't argue it. Because I do think we should still keep our peace, so to speak, on political things. But at the same time,
stance.
yeah. But at the same time, wielding us, as that stick, that teddy stick is kind of crazy because that shit does happen a lot.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That big old stick of army blank whatever fucking military component you want to put in there. That shit happens a lot.
It does.
And all we do is serve to that shit is very detrimental to us. We get hold a lot because of shit like that.
Well, and you're seeing it a lot right now, specifically with what's going on with you don't have to follow unlawful orders. Yeah. It's never been an issue in the past, and so what is considered an unlawful order has never really been black and white. Yeah. Up until I would say today, essentially, it's been very black and white. Whereas now it's are we okay to do this? Is this within the realm of what we're supposed to do? Is this a lawful order? Is it not a lawful order? Where is the order coming from? Because, when we take the oath to, serve in the National Guard or serve in the military, we're taking an oath to follow the orders of the president and the officers appointed over us, right? Yep. And so, we are supposed to follow the orders of the president and then the orders given by the officers that are currently over us. Yeah. Now, if an officer gives you an order, that order came from somebody other than them, right? It could have come all the way from the governor or all the way down from the president or from the freaking Department of War. Yeah. Who knows, right? That's kind of where I'm looking at this and saying there's so much gray area that I don't like, where people are you have the right to not follow a lawful order. You do. Yeah. And if you can prove that it's unlawful, and your career can handle that, 100% go for it. Yeah. But you have to also think for a lot of people, this is how we provide for our families. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so us following an order, whether you may see it as unlawful or not, you got to also take into account that we're torn in a sense.
We're torn, and we have a different outlook on that naturally because we're soldiers. You know what I'm saying? So like literally like you were saying, unlawful to you versus us is two completely different things.
Well, and as soldiers too, a lot of the time we don't see the big picture behind the task given.
Yes, true.
Right? Like our task may be, hey, go provide security for this area, and like the big picture is that we're stopping something from happening within an area, but that wasn't the task that was given to us. It was very broad and unspecific. And so like I like the way that OP laid out the comment. And it wasn't even necessarily all questions, like it's literally statements being given.
Pretty de facto.
So I'm gonna go ahead and go into the couple of responses that we had. First one being, why do you think all the JAGs are fired? Several chiefs of staff were fired, and why they hired a retired guard 3-star who never held a 3-star command. Now, I didn't know that happened, the 3-star thing, but I do think it's interesting how many people have been relieved of command and or fired because they didn't want to agree with current policy. Like, I don't agree with that. I don't think that you should fire people just because they don't agree with you. I feel like you should come to a consensus on agreement. I don't know if you got anything you want to add to that. Being really quiet over there.
No, I'm just thinking on it. I tend to stay out of very, very political conversations. I mean, I know this isn't super political, but
I mean, we're being very broad. I don't think anybody's taken like a major side, other than we're on the side of the soldiers. I don't care what anybody says. Like, I'm going to side with them, unless they do something blatantly wrong that's like on the borderline or close to like a genocide type shit. You know.
I feel like it's also one of those things where a lot of people will follow the order they're given, and then if they're not comfortable with it, they'll wait until afterwards to say something about it, because sometimes it's just better to do it that way, because like you were talking about, to save your career. So they'll follow the order and then they'll address it afterwards.
Well, and I wouldn't even and so I agree that does happen a lot, but I would also go as far as to say, like, when the order is given, you don't know exactly what that entails, right? Like an order given, and then you create a plan to complete the order. But like, things happen. Like, no plan survives first contact, right? And so like the order given could be go do this, and then something happens that makes the plan have to adjust on the fly. And now anything that happens isn't what was planned and like completely different, right? Because you're just reacting at that point. And so I feel like more often than not, it's not like, oh, I didn't like the order that was given. It's I didn't like what I had to do after first contact. For lack of better terms, like, you feel bad, you have the remorse after the fact because of what you had to do to accomplish the mission or the task given. Whereas in the moment, it could have been perceived as like life or death, or it could have been perceived in another way. And like, you're just following along with everybody else in your group, right?
Yes. Sorry, no, go ahead. You good. I'm gonna do a stupid funny. So.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, before stupid funny, don't lose that. But something that I got shit for one time. We were in BLC and we got like a thought experiment basically, about relaying information to soldiers, like subordinates. I got shit for it because I just was like, for the specific thought experiment, the specific set of the scenario, I was like, hey, bro, so like, I just know how this shit goes, bro. You're not going to get all that information a lot of times. You get what I'm saying? There's information that's withheld because your pay grade doesn't require that you know certain things. You get what I'm saying? I think that's a very real thing that fucking happens. Like, I'm positive that shit happens. I've seen it happen.
Oh, 100%.
So it's just like, that just kind of ties into it. Like, bro, if you get a task, you're not going to know the grand scheme of things when that shit happens. You get what I'm saying? And you might not even know the implications of you completing said task from an outside perspective. Because to you, it just was, hey, I'm just on a patrol or some shit. You get what I'm saying? I'm just pulling security for something. Whole time, that shit could look crazy. And it could turn into something crazy on the fly. And it's like, hey, bro, it just is what it is. Like, shit happens. Real shit happens. But yeah, go ahead, Hunt. What'd you have?
I'm sure that like the meme is real, but you ever seen that Star Wars cartoon where they do the Order 66 and then he talks about good troopers follow orders?
Yeah, hey, good troopers follow orders.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, yo, fucking mist too. Good Trooper's mist. Oh shit! I'm fucking weak.
And then genocide the entire Jedi race.
Yeah.
But you know,
The
that's
whole
not
Jedi Order,
the
the Jedi cult,
whatever you want to call them.
the Jedi conspiracy. Damn, boy, Order 66. I love that shit. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No.
You
I
love
mean,
that shit, huh? Tell me
Yo,
more.
yeah. Hey, yo, nah, that shit was peak. That's some peak plot. Yeah, that's some peak plot. That shit is funny as fuck.
Sorry, we're out of time. But so I just kind of want to wrap everything up. I know we ended on we ended up on a good funny, which I like.
Yeah.
Because it was a little serious there for a second.
Yeah, yeah, this shit got tense, y'all.
It's a little
boys.
tense.
Yeah.
But I do kind of want to, add, we hope that you enjoy the pod. We definitely enjoy doing this. So please like and subscribe. Give us a follow on all of our socials. We're currently on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Reddit. And if you guys have anything you'd like us to talk about, please comment or send us a direct message on any of those platforms. And until next time.
I'm stuck, Step Sergeant. I couldn't think of that else. I want to do a sentence.